What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Far Cry 5 arcade, and today I'm going to be showcasing one of my maps called ATV Race Bayou. This is a racing map where we race against AI characters. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. So this was one of 6 racing maps, or ATV racing maps, that I had planned on releasing. I did release 5 of them, but unfortunately 4 of them was having terrible problems with the scripts. Scripts were breaking so much, and this was the only track that seemed to work properly. So we have our best time. That's my best time, my personal best time. And we actually have 5 laps in this track. My Razor tracks were only 3 laps, and I found a neat little way of creating more laps without actually relying on the player. Well, that was terrible. That was very terrible, and I killed somebody. Whoops! And I'm in last place now. Well, that's okay. We got plenty of time to catch up. This track is interesting because this is probably the biggest AI racing track that I've done, and usually the AI have a hard time traversing large tracks, but this track, they surprised me. I don't know really what it is, but the AI really traversed this track very well. And because it was running properly and the AI were actually working the way they were supposed to, I decided to leave this map up. But yes, I did delete the other remaining 4, or what was it? Yeah, 4 maps. Now we're on lap 2. Also, when you play these tracks or these maps, there is music that plays, and I have it set up to where it's supposed to be randomized, but sometimes one song will play a little bit more often than others, and then sometimes no songs will play, either because the script is broken or because my mechanism that I created to create the randomness doesn't work. So yeah, that was a little unfortunate. But I am happy to see that this track is actually getting better ratings. It was around 3 stars when it was first uploaded, and then now it's kind of 3.5. So that makes me happy. Now we're on the 2nd lap right now. We're about to get onto the 3rd lap. And I am in 3rd place right now. Gotta pass these 2 guys. Now the method that I've used to create more laps without relying on the player is using visual triggers. Haha! 2nd place. In 2nd place now. So using visual triggers really helped me out a lot when making this track. For an example or a comparison, the Razor race tracks that I've made, when it came to the last lap or the 3rd lap, you had to break these pillars that spawned at the finish line. And you would break those pillars and then it would trigger the final lap. So I wanted to find a way to avoid that, because sometimes those pillars just get knocked out of the way. And wait a minute. We're on lap 4 and I see somebody driving up ahead. Okay, maybe I'm still in 3rd place. That's the only downside. I don't have a position marker at all. Oh my goodness, I just hit that guy off. Wow. Well, he's down too. Same place. Okay, so I don't know if I'm in 1st or if I'm actually in last. But anyways, to get back to it. So that's how I had the Razor map set up, to where it was a pillar you had to break at the finish line to then trigger the last map. Well, I found a way to actually use visual triggers. And what I would do is I would place a destructible object somewhere in front of the finish line, and an object that is breakable and that would blend into the surrounding environment. So it's actually back there somewhere. And what it is, the object is far enough into the ground and the visual trigger is inside of the destructible object. And then after a certain period of time, on one script, it spawns in a fire effect breaking that object, which then makes the visual trigger visible to the player. So by the time the player comes back around for that lap, the visual trigger is there, and or is visible, and triggers the next lap. And so that's how that is set up. Well, if I was not in first place, I should be in first place now. So we've lost 2 racers on this track, which is very unfortunate. I don't think any music actually played and through that playthrough, unfortunately. That was kind of disappointing. But yeah, so it's a very quick map. Just wanted to showcase that. I'm really disappointed that the other tracks I could not get working. I could get them working in the editor, but of course, it was always a script that messed up or broke, and the scripts breaking was really bad with these maps. Usually I would run into maybe 1 script breaks in a map. I was noticing scripts were like more than 1 script was breaking. And I don't know why that was. And another thing too is normally I would restart the map to help fix the issue, and sometimes it wouldn't even fix the issue. And so the maps were doing terrible in the ratings, and there were cases where the AI sometimes were having a little bit of issues actually doing their multiple laps, and they would fall off, they would, you know, die or get stuck. And so yeah, I just ended up deleting those maps and just keeping this one up because this one actually worked the best. So yeah, I'm going to actually be showcasing the other Razor maps. I did a trailer for those when I first made those maps, but I didn't actually record a playthrough. So I'll definitely be doing that. I really wanted to showcase those maps in sort of like an actual racing kind of commentary, and having different camera angles, and like having actual characters like, oh, Tommy Smith is now in 2nd place, and you know, like, you know, showcasing it that way. I thought that would be fun, but I don't really know how I could do that without it being heavily edited, and it wouldn't actually be natural. Anyways, that's going to be it for this one. You all take care now. See ya.